I went to Game Castle in Sacramento for the Azurite Z Championships, and I ended up getting top 4 with my Amethyst Ruby list. And we're going to talk about the matchups and then what went wrong in the finals. I guess you know how it is. First up, the deck list. We're playing a modified Ed list from the Nationals, from the North American Nationals. You know how it is. So the number one move you want to do is you put down your magic brooms, and then you quest them, and then you play your goat, and then you get your lore, and then you can banish your broom and get a card draw off of it. So I did that. That was a good play for sure. So we're running 4 brooms. We're also running 4 of the goats, the Wombo combo in Disney Lorcana. You already know about it. We got 4 of the Charity Box followers. This one is a card draw machine, especially with the library. We're going to talk about the library a little bit. And then also the Diablo. Diablo does the same things. It lets you draw a whole bunch of cards. The Madam Mim is here to proc our Flynn Rider. We'll talk about Flynn Rider. Also, we got 2 copies of the crab. Definitely should have kept the crab a lot more. I inked it like probably every match, but I would like save it in my hand for so long, being like, ooh, I'm gonna get really strong and try to destroy McDuck Manor with my crabs. I tried doing it. The strategy never worked out to try to buff one of my characters. It did work out when I used it with Diablo. I really like buffing Diablo with Merlin Crab to give this +3 attack, and then it goes into something, and then you get to draw a card because it's banished. It's a good deal for sure. Then we got the 4 Madam Mim Foxes. You can get Madam Mim Foxes all over the place. They come in those gateway products. Madam Mim Fox, a great card to have. Up next, 3 Merlin Goats. And this is where I'm talking about a modified Ed deck, because Ed ran 4 Merlin Rabbits. And I have 3 Merlin Rabbits and a Genie, just because I thought that I'd see some green steals. I thought it would make a comeback, but it didn't. The green steals were nowhere to be seen. So playing the Genie wasn't really worth it. Even like against blue, even against like blue steel, didn't really pay off to have the Genie. Much would have rather preferred to have a rabbit for the extra card draw when it leaves play. We got friends on the other side. I ended up inking a lot of those in these matchups that we went through. Library, so good. Check out this location. Whenever a character is banished while here, you may draw a card. So you want to put your Diablo there and then challenge into something to draw a card. You want to put your magic broom there, play another character, banish it, draw a card. You also want to put your Cheer in a Box followers. That's what I did the most. I probably put Cheer in a Box followers at the library the most amount of times. And then you quest your Cheer in a Box followers, you banish it, you get to draw 2 cards. It's a good deal. Like those a lot. So we played all 4 libraries. We got the Fun Rider. I hardly know her. These helped mostly with the mirror match. We played 1 mirror match. We played against a red purple in the first round of the game of the day of the tournament, and it worked. It did good. And then Sisu helps proc Flynn, because this can get to a really big strength value if your opponent has a lot of cards in their hand. And with red blue, you better believe that they're going to get a lot of cards in their hand. We got 2 shift Sisus, and all the time when like I played against an Amber Steel Song, like a classic Queen Wheel list, and my Sisus were gone like turn 4 of the game because they wheeled me so much. They wheeled me all 4 times in that game. Modified Ed's list. Card number 2 is Medusa. We got 2 Medusas and 2 Tremaines, mostly because we couldn't find our other Tremaines because we're traveling right now. So we got 2 Tremaines. Would rather prefer 4 Tremaines. I think Tremaine is a really good card with people like ditching the beast and stuff. Tremaine is the way to go because it can get rid of Maui sharks. This was like my main like problem. I couldn't get rid of the sharks, and this can get rid of Maui sharks. This card can also get rid of Maui sharks. We got 4 Be Prepareds. We got 4 Brawls. I always save those for Hiram. They might put out a Tipo, and you might be like, oh, I got to take out their Tipo so they don't sing a song. I'm going to use my Brawl. And then I don't do it. I don't use the Brawls on the Tipos. I use my Brawls on Hiram. Definitely save it for Hiram. So what happened? We got up against a red-purple for our first match. First of all, we went to Game Castle in Sacramento. There was also another set championships happening in Sacramento that same day at a place called Ultimate Spice Gaming. And lots of the other players, probably the better players, they went to Ultimate Spice Gaming and had their tournament there. We went to Game Castle in Sacramento. The melee showed that there was 31 people signed up. You can look at the screenshot right here. It said 31 players out of 32, and there was 10 of us in the shop. There was not 30 players. So I was like, hey, pretty good deal. If there's only 10 of us, that means 2 of us don't get scars. We like the sound of that. So What ended up happening was 2 more people showed up. We had 12 peoples, and then we started the tournaments like 30 minutes late because we were giving people an opportunity to show up. And I get matched up with a red purple player on my first match. It was a mirror match. It was almost identical list. I don't even think they had Maui's and stuff. I think they were just playing Ed's list 1 for 1 like I was trying to do. I think I mostly won the game because he left my libraries alive for too long. Leaving libraries alive in mirror matches, not the best idea. Check it out. A gift for Bell. It's got 8 willpower. So what are they going to do? They're going to waste all their time just trying to hit 8 willpower into the library. They're not going to do it. It's not going to be worth it for them. Don't leave the libraries alive. You got to take out your libraries or I'm going to win in the mirror match. So that was a good game. I got a 2-0 in that game. I got an early 2-0, but I think we almost went to time. Like we really thought about our plays. This is my first time playing red purple in a really long time. I'm a green steel player in my heart, and playing red purple, it was a nostalgia trip because I used to play that in Rise of the Floodborn, but now we're back on it because it's doing so good. Broom, go. Ever heard about it? Game number 2 was a nice kid from Reading, and he was playing blue steel. Ooh, he had the John Silver that has the no challenge. I'll put them up on the screen. And he was playing the sweet list, not the Kiwi bird list. He told me all about the blue steels and what they talk about in their internal documents. He didn't say that. He just told me about blue steel and how it operates. Because I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. He was like, yeah, it's kind of the aggro killer. If you go up against an aggro deck, they're not going to know what hit him. Diablo knew what hit him, though. So the idea with the blue steel matchup that I did is I just took out all of his bodies that he put on board, and then hopefully he was going to deck out because he didn't have any wheels. He didn't have stuff. I don't know what that says. I wrote it. Oh, he wasn't teched for red purple like at all. Like he was like, if I see a red purple, it's probably going to be GG's. He was teched for aggro stuff, and then we got him. He put down a beast, the tragic hero, and then I had a be prepared in hand, and I was like, buddy, I gotta do it to him. So I wiped his whole board. And after that, it was kind of GG's. My board got real big. I quested from 1 to 10, and then I quested from 10 to 20. It was that easy. I had 2 Sisus and 2 Tremaines on board. Sisu quest for 3. Where's she at? Sisu quest for 3, and Tremaine quest for 2. And I had 2 Tremaines, and I had this out. So I was questing for a whole bunch of lore. I was literally getting 10 lore every match. Love to see it. Cleared his board, and I treated him like he was playing aggro, even though he was like playing like an aggro killer. Like I just treated him like he was playing aggro. He had like these Scrooge McDucks. I'll put his list of what I think he was playing up on the screen. Also, the links to this deck is in the description, and the list to all the other decks that I play, I guess, are in the description. I'll do that. I could do that. So that was round 2. I got another 2-0 on that, and that was okay. Was that a 2-0? I don't think so. This was a blue steel sheet. See, I went from 0 to 10, and then he didn't have any, and then I got it there too. Did I get it there too? Yeah, I got it there too. So I got another 2-0 against the blue steel, and then we went on to the amber steel. Amber, the steel. And at that point of the tournament, I was the only person that was 4-0. Like other people had lost a match, so I was sitting pretty. I was happy. I was like, oh boy, this is gonna go well for good old ready setting. Number 3, our third match was an amber steel wheel. Two of the games, he had his queen out, and then he shifted queen on turn 2 and then sang Whole New World. It was crazy. The double queen Whole New World on turn 2, it did it to it, and it made me worried for sure. He got most all my 1-drops in in the wheels, but after I knew that there was 3 Whole New Worlds, 3 of them, 3 Whole New Worlds into the discard, I was pretty happy with setting up my board and getting big because I saw no grab your swords. Grab your swords would eat this deck alive, but there was no grab your swords. So we were okay with it. We almost went to time, and I won because I kept my ink up and not my funny up. I was able to play 2 goats at the end. We were like down to the wire, and then I had 2 goats in hand, and I won that way. If I didn't play the 2 goats, he would have won for sure. One of his buddies was like, you forgot Lilo in the graveyard, and if you would have played the Lilo in the graveyard, then you would have won. And I would have to say I agree with him because I had lots of trouble dealing with the characters that he put out. He put out a Lawrence, and then he put out like a Rapunzel, and then I'd have to deal with him somehow. And I deal with him every time, usually with a brawl and something else, or I'd like leave one alive so he wouldn't gain that much lore. He had so many 2 questers. Between the Smees, the Lawrence, the Rapunzels, I had to be prep them because all my Sisus were gone. All of my sweet board wipes for his little 1 and 2 drops, they were gone. So I had to do it. I had to just play all the goats to win the game, because if you gain a goat, you gain a lore, and that's a good deal. So after that, I was 3-0 and I was sitting pretty. Round 4, I was going against a red-blue player, and I said to myself, oh boy, red-blue, I don't know if I want to do that. So I offered a ID with my opponent. So we ID'd. He had the Cinderella mat. Look at this thing, fully machine washable. So I talked to him about his time at a DLC where he said he was from the Las Vegas DLC. That was the only one I didn't go to last season in North America. So I was happy I didn't have to go against the red blue. Until then, it was top 4. I got into top 4 with a 301 record with 1 ID. Nobody else could match our record. I got 2nd seed or 3rd seed. I'll put it up there what I got. We lost to Grant in the finals because he kept putting out these McDuck Manors. They get 2 lore location. We couldn't have any bodies on the board because he would just take them out. All of his targeted removal works so well, especially with the ice block. They'd ice block, put down a baby Sisu. There was one time he forgot the ice block baby Sisu, and I didn't let him take that oopsie doopsie back, and I kind of feel bad for it, but I wanted the mat. I don't know. I probably should have let him take the oopsie doopsie back, because if I was playing and I played down my goat and then they didn't let me banish my magic broom, that'd be a big oopsie doopsie that I'd be upset about. His red-blue list to the T, and he put out McDuck Manors. I'll draw a little artist renditioning of McDuck Manor. This is the house, and he gets 2 lore every turn, and I couldn't deal with it. Getting 2 lore, and I'm just like, oh boy, I hope I can put out some heavy hitters to take out your McDuck Manor, and it didn't happen. So congratulations to Grant. Didn't get a mat, but Grant got a mat, so congratulations. Next weekend, we're going to one more set championships. We'll let you know how that one goes. Probably sticking with the red purples because it worked out this time. Why won't it work next time? Thanks for watching. We put out new videos every day. One more thing that I just wanted to talk about is I got this scar, right? But I paid $25 entry fee to get this scar, and I also drove like 30 minutes to get there. So that's some money. And then I also spent all day there to get this scar, and I got 4th. So was it worth it? Probably. So if you're like, gosh, I'd sure like to get a scar, but I couldn't win a tournament and get top 4, just buy the scar. It's on TCG Player. People are selling them for reasonable amounts of prices. They'll probably go down even more when even more scars come out, like next week. So just have that in mind. If you don't win one, you can just buy one, and it'd be like the same price of going to one of these tournaments. Stay safe out there.